Алло. Алло. Все должно работать. Привет, Кивитек. Эту штуку мы закрываем. Игра. Так, все, игра работает. Баннер у нас, кстати, осталось уже 9 дней. Еще чуть он закончится. Хотя еще вся следующая неделя у нас будет с баннером. А что у нас по магазину? А магазин через 6 дней обновится. Так, еще у нас вот эта штука должна, да, 6 дней, блин, ее нужно будет пройти, а бездна через 21 день только закончится. И еще я забыл опять ходить в этот мрачный натиск. Я один раз в него всего лишь зашел, и все, и забыл. Ну, за это время, да ничего не поменялось, просто добавились... Да нет, я бы не сказал, что сюжет скатился в говно. То есть нам добавили, что они добавили... Натлан, потом добавили какой-то курорт, тоже относящийся к Натлану. И сейчас вот у нас Фонтейн. Ну, я бы не сказал, что сюжет скатился куда-то там. Ну, нормальный сюжет. Нам его просто постепенно начинают раскрывать. Как бы сюжет региона, ну, это сюжет региона, а сюжет, который именно связывает историю э, главного героя и там его сестры и непосредственно всего мира, как все это связано, ну, он постепенно раскрывается. А в каждом регионе у нас отдельный сюжет. То есть отдельный сюжет был в Натлане, сейчас вот отдельный сюжет Нордкрая, и он, ну, переплетен с сюжетом именно главного героя и всего мира, и всего вот этого. Вот. Ну, кстати, пока я вспомнил про этот натиск, надо будет туда сходить и пройти его. Ну, я думаю, еще года 2-3. Ну, там все зависит. Ну, как бы Genshin у нас достаточно популярная игра, она денег Михаё приносит, поэтому им нет смысла быстро его заканчивать. Они будут его тянуть, сколько это будет возможно. Я думаю, ну да, наверное, еще года 3 так точно игра будет существовать. Так и потом, когда сюжет закончится, ты думаешь, они игру закроют? Вообще ни разу. Они будут выпускать какие-нибудь ивенты, какие-нибудь дополнения, что-нибудь еще, то есть игра продолжит существование. Они игру не закроют, когда и сюжет закончится. Им как бы смысла нету. У них есть команда разработчиков, которые это делают, команда каких-то сценаристов, чего-то вот еще, и именно клепать ивенты, я думаю, они их могут делать вообще бесконечно просто. Вот сколько хотят, столько и будут делать. О, это не тот противник. Не, с ним долго сражаться, он куда-то прыгает непонятно, это неинтересно. Я же выбрал, по-моему, вот этого чувака, почему я опять сюда попал? Но они стараются, наверное, это сделать. чтобы все игры Михаё находились где-то в одной вселенной, чтобы их можно было как-то связать друг с другом, чтобы, ну, и аудитория туда-сюда перетекала, и все вот это было, ну, возможно. Я, если честно, точно, ну, не могу сказать, потому что я в сюжете Старрейла не разбираюсь, я его особо не помню. Там же, по сути, есть какой-то поезд, который двигается из мира в мир, который пытается, ну, команда на борту этого поезда, которая пытается спасать эти миры. У нас вот есть мир Тайвата, который ну, в котором у нас есть бездна, из-за которой, типа, этот поезд не может сюда приехать. Возможно, потом, когда мы с бездной разберемся, этот поезд сюда тоже прибудет. Ну, не знаю. В Старрейле же много разных миров. Они же там из одной локации в другую перелетают, и они друг от друга отличаются, поэтому почему бы там не быть э, Тайвату? Ну, это ты можешь купить артефакты за 50 примагемов, это было давно. Я сейчас их покупаю за смолу. Но они сейчас их... Да что за фигня, блин? Я же выбрал этого солдата, поменялось. Выйди отсюда, пожалуйста. Какого фига появляется одно и то же? Я же выбрал... Или я все-таки заговорился, или я не это выбрал. Ну, тяжелое. Я выбираю второе поле боя. Одиночный режим. Или я опять что-то не так делаю? Я просто не хочу с этим хвостатом сражаться. А, вот его где нужно выбирать. Вот, все, точно. Зачем тогда там сделан выбор, непонятно. Просто с ним долго сражаться я не хочу. А у меня тут еще пачка другая. Ну, блин. Ну и как бы тоже, ну, две игры по сюжету соединять, ну, какие-то переплетения, ну, они, возможно, будут. Но у нас мир Тайвата — это мир Тайвата, а мир именно вот этого поезда — это мир этого поезда. И как бы, ну, какой смысл это делать? Ну, параллельно их развивать, ладно, что вот они там где-то как-то пересекаются, а вот именно прям их соедините, чтобы они были вместе, ну, так я думаю, это не получится. В любом случае, у нас игры-то разные. Ну да, как бы поживем, увидим. В любом случае, хотим мы этого или нет, Genshin существует, и он будет существовать дальше. Конкурентов у него, ну как бы там, да, делают же каких-то конкурентов, что-то выпускают. Но если честно, мне вот стилистически любого конкурента Геншина назови, мне они как-то не особо нравятся. Ну именно вот стилистически, визуально тот же, если Wolverine Waves вспомнить. Ну, игра вроде бы прикольная, геймплейная она прикольная, но вот именно стилистически, именно визуально, ну, не знаю. Это как-то было, ну, не прикольно. Они, тем более, там еще и русского языка у них не было. Почему-то для них русский язык это все это плохо. Так, корона на ХП мне не нужна. Вот если бы это были какие-нибудь часы или кубок, это было бы нормально. Да. Ничего так и не падает. Не, ну у них же была эта гача. Ханка Импакт она называлась, по-моему. Они на ней заработали много денег, и опять же, если вспомнить Genshin, да, у нас был Манштат или Юэ. Если вспомнить то, сколько они денег в нее тогда вкладывали, и сколько денег они сейчас вкладывают в игру, ну это абсолютно разное количество денег. Они как бы сделали, да, такой пробный проект. Поедет, не поедет. Ну, у них была какая-то гача, вот они сделали немножечко другую гачу, ну, с таким прицелом, что вот, а вдруг, если она, ну, будет популярной. И она как бы стала популярной, они стали ее развивать куда больше, куда активнее. Ну, конечно, у них изначально была какая-то проработка мира, чтобы это все как-то связать. У них его изначально была по-любому какая-то тактика вот с этими вот разными играми. То есть они же, ну, крупная компания, у них в любом случае есть какая-то, ну, какой-то бизнес-проект, какая-то бизнес-модель, и они просто так всякую фигню не делают. Значит, у них еще как, ну, до Геншина, до того, как это все появилось, у них уже был план, что мы будем делать. Вот они придумали какое-то количество игр, да, вот у нас, что там выходило, Star Rail, Genshin и Zenless Zero. То есть у них уже тогда они все три были в разработке, они уже тогда знали, что именно они будут делать. Они выпустили первый Genshin. Genshin хайпанул, выпустили еще две оставшиеся. И вот уже действуют чисто согласно плану, который они составили, ну, наверное, 10 лет назад. Они бы просто так не взяли и не выпустили. О, давайте вот мы Genshin выпустили, Genshin хайпанул, а давайте теперь с нуля будем делать ну там, Star Rail условно. Нет, он у них уже был, наверное, параллельно вместе с Геншином в разработке. На случай, если бы Genshin не хайпанул. Но Genshin хайпанул, и он более популярный, чем Star Rail. А потом уже, когда именно Genshin стал таким хайповым, вся вот эта компания Михайо стала такой, ну, значимой, узнаваемой, как бы другие разработчики тоже захотели же откусить кусок этой аудитории и начали делать клоны, но с какими-то отличиями. Но основное, да, у тебя есть гачи и персонажи, которые падают из гачи, ну, это то, что приносит деньги, поэтому это менять никто не будет. Ну, конечно. Ну, как бы крупная компания не может существовать без, как это сказать, без какой-то стратегии и какой-то тактики. Она у них была, они ее придерживались, и она, ну, поехала. Но опять же, да, это китайская контора, в которой нет никакой повестки и прочей вот этой вот штуки. Если мы вспомним какие-нибудь там европейские конторы, европейских разработчиков, американских, они, ну, в современных реалиях, они игры, конечно, выпускают, но если на них посмотреть, они особо много денег им не приносят, потому что в них там очень много вот этой повестки, которая людям не нравится. Но они ее продолжают в эти игры лепить, пихать, и эти игры продолжают проваливаться. Поэтому именно как это правильно сказать-то, западные разработчики у нас работают в убыток. И на их фоне восточные разработчики, да, там всякие китайцы, они выглядят куда более уверенно, куда более презентабельно, поэтому люди идут к ним, а раз люди к ним идут, значит, они им же и деньги еще и несут, поэтому они так много и зарабатывают. Ну и думать они, конечно же, умеют. Ну, в Старрейле есть другая проблема, вот из-за которой я ее бросил. Это не пошаговая боевка, да, то есть я не считаю это проблемой, а то, что ты заходишь, у тебя 4 персонажа, ты заходишь, у тебя один, ну, вот в миру стоят вот эти противники. Ты к ним подходишь, начинается бой, и над одинаковыми противниками появляются попросту их неуязвимости, и ты не знаешь, у тебя стоит один и тот же противник, а у него могут быть разные неуязвимости. И получается так, что противник стоит, а у тебя нет подходящего персонажа, чтобы его дамажить. Я именно из-за этого игру бросил. И вот так ты бежишь по миру, видишь противника, заходишь в меню персонажей, ставишь нужных тебе персонажей для того, чтобы у тебя была возможность с ним сражаться. Ты одного победил, дальше прошел, тебе нужно опять менять пачку для того, чтобы тебе снова пробивать эти щиты неуязвимости, или я не помню, как они там называются. Ну, ты просто приходишь, если у тебя нет нужных персонажей, ты ему урона не наносишь вообще никакого. Зачем это было сделано? Я вот чисто из-за этого бросил игру, а не из-за пошаговой боевки. То есть мне как бы, ну, на то, что она пошаговая, было пофигу, я нормально в это играл. А вот то, что мне нужно каждый раз смотреть на противника, вспоминать, какие же у него там иммунитеты, чтобы взять персонажей, которые ломают эти иммунитеты, могут их пробивать. Да ну полная фигня. Тем более один и тот же противник имеют разные эти иммунитеты. Если бы в моей команде было бы не 4, а 6 персонажей, можно было бы составить универсальную пачку, и можно было бы нормально играть. Но там 4 персонажа, у тебя только 4 стихии, а иммунитетов этих может быть комбинаций много, и ты приходишь и просто, ну, что за бред? А тем более в начале игры, а где мне взять кучу персонажей, чтобы, ну, их как-то прокачать сразу всех, чтобы у меня была какая-то возможность сражаться с боссами, возможность фармить эти данжи и все вот это. Ну, я чисто поэтому бросил игру. Ну а в экспедиции, ну опять же, вот я в экспедицию играл, наверное, до середины игры. Пока там привыкал к этой боевке, ладно, хорошо. Но, наверное, где-то с середины игры, ну не помню, часов, наверное, после 15, после 20, по сути, весь геймплей сводится к нажатию одной кнопки в нужный тайминг. Все. Тебе абсолютно пофиг, какие у тебя персонажи, какие ты способности используешь. Вообще на все абсолютно пофигу. Главное нажимать одну единственную кнопку в нужный тайминг. По-моему, это была именно ешка. То есть ты должен не блокировать, а парировать. Если ты каждую атаку противника парируешь, ты побеждаешь любого противника. Вообще пофигу, что и как он делает. Если ты каждую атаку его не парируешь, ты получаешь по лицу и тебе больно. Ну, еще там, конечно, ну, они старались это все разнообразить в экспедиции. Там были некоторые боссы, вот такие со специальными атаками, со специальной задержкой. Ты такой пытаешься предиктить атаку, раз нажимаешь, а он на полсекунды задерживается, там, какой-нибудь взмах меча делает, и только после этого взмаха меча дополнительного по тебе бьет. Ты такой, блин, больно. Это было, ну, местами интересно, а местами... Вот уже особенно под конец игры я начинал противников просто избегать, потому что мне за сражение с ними ничего не дают, а каждый раз пытаться вспомнить их атаки, то есть атаку каждого противника несколько, и они каждая буквально с задержкой, тебе их нужно еще угадать, в какой момент это все нажимать. И как-то, ну, под конец игры мне боевка так вообще это надоело. Ты буквально нажимаешь только одну кнопку. Просто в нужный тайминг. Ну и сюжет и визуал экспедиции, конечно, там ну, ни в какое сравнение со Старрейлом не пойдет. То есть экспедиция это искусство, а Старрейл, ну это гача китайская. Там, блин, в экспедиции, если вспомнить этих боссов, музыка, все вокруг как локации составлено, ну это же круто. Ну вообще все игры от Михаю, они очень схематичные, то есть буквально схематичные. То есть если ты начнешь всматриваться в какие-то вот детали локаций, да, вот почему это так, а это, ну, то есть вот буквально начнешь смотреть на город, как он устроен и как он работает, ну, начинаешь понимать, что, ну, такого быть не может, он не может существовать. То есть он очень схематичный, то есть примерно как это все должно было выглядеть.
Hey, if it isn't the traveler! Didn't expect to see you here. This surprise meeting is pretty sick. I should spin it into a tune right here. I sure am. Having a ball, to be honest. Fun is where the inspiration lies. Most of my songs might be about rebellion and breaking down prejudices and all that. But that doesn't mean I have to beat a serious rhythm. All too much of a downer really ruins the feel of a song. You gotta keep it, you gotta relax and recharge. That way, you'll be ready to kill it when it's time to perform. I guess I'm hoping for some sort of unexpected breakthrough?
Ну, я иногда запускал стримы по другим играм, но у меня в основном стримы делаю по Геншину, то есть на Геншин кто-то приходит, а тут на другие игры, ну, никого нету. Да и особо... Ну, я в другие игры играю чисто в таком расслабленном режиме. Я где-то захожу там погореть, где-то покричать, где-то вот просто я полчаса поиграл, что-то посидел, потупил. Это, ну, скучно, это особо не интересно. То есть это если собраться какой-то прям, ну, вот, да, как у других стримеров, именно у крупных, вот они собрались там какой-то компании, сидят там, вот этот стример за компьютером, люди в чате, они просто собрались в компании, общаются, им как бы пофигу, какая игра на фоне происходит, абсолютно без разницы. У меня такого нету, поэтому, ну, особого смысла, наверное, нету. Но я иногда запускаю, ну, прям редко другие игры. Ну, если мы возьмем какие-то многопользовательские проекты, да, где вот... Ну, любые игры именно многопользовательские. Там, по сути, ну, под каждую игру будет десяток этих каналов, и ворваться к ним, то есть уже популярных. То есть зачем человек пойдет смотреть конкретную игру ко мне, если он пойдет к какому-то более популярному стримеру, знакомому ему, любимому для него, да? А какие-то именно одиночные игры, да, то же самое, кто их будет смотреть специально на стриме, да, прохождение какой-то одиночной игры на стриме, да еще, ну, не знаю. Мне кажется, это неинтересно. Ну, Foxhole как бы прикольно, я хотел в нее когда-то поиграть, но понял, что, ну, наверное, все-таки игра немножко не для меня, она слишком тугая, как это сказать правильно. То есть там слишком высокий порог вхождения, чтобы там тебе именно было интересно играть, у нее нужно будет наиграть, ну, часов 300-500, чтобы ты понял, что и как там делает, чтобы ты мог быть хоть как-то результативным. А так, ну да, в нее можно было бы поиграть, если бы у меня были какие-то там условные друзья, которые в нее уже играют, и, ну, чтобы я сразу мог понимать, чтобы мне хоть кто-то объяснил, что там делать. А так, ну, Foxhole... Ну, там реально ты будешь очень много времени тратить просто на то, чтобы понять, что и как делать. Так-то игра интересная, да, прикольная. Я бы хотел в нее поиграть, но нет. Слишком сложно.
It turns out the whole atmosphere and way of thinking out here are like nothing I've encountered before. There's some... So I was thinking, maybe I could take some inspiration from the local folk scene and incorporate... Sure! I want to try adding a few flutes and keys, plus some of the more out-there melodic phrasing. Obviously, I can't just flip genres completely. Still gotta keep the core lyrical and musical themes intact.
Ну так я и говорю, что Foxhole это прям очень, ну... Одному там делать нечего.
Anyway, when I got to Nashatown,
Самолеты?
I bumped my guitar case on some corrugated iron, and it made this really funky sound.
Я не знаю, какие самолеты там выходят, но мне что-то не особо интересно. Я когда-то, когда там был мир танков, кораблей, мир самолетов, я когда-то в это все играл, сейчас я уже в это все не играю.
I got this sudden flash of inspiration. I I shouldn't
Я
just
не
be
думаю,
looking
что
for
мне это
new
будет
instruments to improve my
интересно.
music. I should be trying to enhance my guitar's timbre. It's kind of hard to replicate a guitar with your voice, you know? Basically, I'm going for something punchy, compact, clean. If I could modify my guitar's acoustics, ramp up the compression, and add a... Thanks for the support. Oh man, my motivation's like a double bass drum going at 200 BPM right now.
Я вот из многопользовательских игр, ну, сейчас в Overwatch еще иногда играю. Ну, в Marvel'ов я тоже перестал уже играть. А так что-то я даже больше не вспомню. Ну, наверное, Overwatch после Genshin идет на втором месте, именно игра, в которую я больше времени трачу.
Give me a bit to play around with this and hammer out the kinks. I'll invite you to the official unveiling of my breakthrough sound soon enough.
Ну и там тоже, как бы, если мы возьмем Overwatch, да, и условных стримеров по Overwatch, так там каждый второй, блин, сидит в каком-то, ну, на высоком ранге, потому что они в эту игру играют много. Я же в игру играю, ну, в Overwatch тот же мало, я играю в основном на саппорте, и у меня вся моя игра происходит как, да, то есть я играю, но именно в соревновательный режим на саппорте. Добираюсь до платины, буквально там платина 5, платина 4, потом у меня 20 поражений подряд, 1 победа, еще 20 поражений подряд, 2 победы, еще 20 поражений подряд, и я в середине бронзы. И я там месяц сижу в этой бронзе, оттуда просто нереально вылезти, потому что у тебя, ну, ты на саппорте сам сделать ничего не можешь, твоя команда ничего не делает, потому что там, ну, по сути, новички, которые, ну, новички и боты. Ты вот только вылез из бронзы, дошел до серебра, доходишь до золота, у тебя начинаются более-менее вменяемые команды, с которыми, ну, плюс-минус как-то можно играть, и ты на саппорте начинается у тебя там, ну, победа, поражение, 3-5 побед, там 2-3 поражения, ты опять доходишь до платины, и все, и понеслась 20 поражений подряд, 1 победа. И это прям такая боль, я даже не знаю, за ней тоже, наверное, будет не очень-то интересно смотреть, да и я не очень-то сильный профессионал, так скажем. Все-таки Overwatch это тоже соревновательная игра. И как бы, ну, ты когда играешь, да, ну, условно, вот запустить стрим, да, вот я там, допустим, в платине. Представляешь, я весь стрим сижу, и просто поражение, за 2 часа ни одной победы не будет. Закрываешь стрим, следующий стрим открываешь, поражение, и вот я уже в серебре. Это больно.
3 more to go. Familiar presence detected nearby. Hello, traveler. Yes. I know enjoys eating krumkakes made with fresher specimens. The ones at the marketplace today fell below her standards, and that is why I am presently here, carrying out orders to procure them.
Ну, мне нравится. Ну, как это сказать, да, правильно? То есть в Overwatch я начал играть, когда он только появился. Еще был в аккаунте Близзардов. Я не помню, по-моему, 1600 рублей он что ли стоил. Я его купил. Это, наверное, была первая игра за... Ну да, это была первая игра по такой цене, которую я, в принципе, купил, да. То есть 1600 рублей в то время, там, в 16 году, да ну нафиг, я бы никогда их не потратил. Но вот Overwatch предложил что-то новое. Ну, я его купил, в него поиграл. Мне понравился геймплей. Я наиграл там, наверное, часов 300, потом игру бросил. И вот уже спустя какое-то время, то есть это именно игра, которую я знаю, я понимаю, как она работает, плюс-минус, и мне в ней легко. То есть там, по сути, происходит всякая фигня, там полный хаос, но я плюс-минус в этом хаосе ориентируюсь. Поэтому, ну, она для меня понятная, и я и в нее играю. Если взять ту же самую Лигу Легенд, я... Ну, плюс-минус понимаю, что там происходит, но я не могу управлять персонажем мышкой. Ну, я просто не могу, у меня не получается.
Yes,
Это
I
прям
am.
нужно брать
How
и
about you?
тренироваться. Если взять какие-нибудь другие игры, да, типа Раста, ну, там одному неинтересно играть. Да, в большинство игр многопользовательских играть одному неинтересно. А вот в Overwatch, да, ты зашел там на час-два, побегал, закрыл и все. Ту же самую лигу, если вспомнить. Зашел,
Thank you
немножечко
for your
побегал,
concern. A few
вышел
days ago,
и ничего
Ino
не
adjusted
потерял.
my humor module, returning it to its original output. Because my efficiency in generating jokes decreased significantly after my first few responses. It was taxing to generate more afterward. According to Ino,
Ну
it
да,
is because the
страдать
creative
это
logic of these jokes is overly chaotic, and my logic
преодоление
module
страдания.
cannot
Почему
comprehend the creative
некоторые люди
principles.
играют там в
Therefore,
соус-лайке?
I cannot
Потому
produce
что это
content of substance.
преодоление страдания, это какая-то боль. То есть это именно эмоции. Ты приходишь в игру ради эмоций. И в Overwatch иногда, вот, ну, когда у тебя хорошая игра, когда вот ты играешь, у тебя хорошая команда, у противников хорошая команда, ты не, ну, вообще непонятно, кто победит, и каждая твоя ошибка имеет огромное значение, каждый твой гениальный мув имеет прям огромное значение. Именно вот это нравится, вот эти эмоциональные качели, когда ты сыграл плохо, ты проиграл, ты сыграл хорошо, ты выиграл, потому что ты молодец. Ну, это прикольно. Это вот эмоции, которые приносит игра. Ради эмоций-то, собственно, в игры-то и играют.
In order not to affect the logic module's operation, Ino decided to return the humor module's parameters back to normal levels. But if you enjoyed my sense of humor from before, Traveler, I can notify Ino. Do you not like these types of jokes? Is that so? He must be someone of great skill. To think that he can generate consistently humorous jokes from such bizarre and chaotic creative... Of course! If you wish to ask me about adding more sugar to crumb cakes...
И она вот тоже, если вспомнить, ну, ММО-РПГ последний. Блин, если бы вышло более-менее вменяемое, я бы бросил бы, скорее всего, Genshin и пошел бы играть в какую-нибудь ММОшку. Но их не выходит. Именно вменяемых, нормальных выходят какие-то донатные помойки, а в какой-нибудь нормальный ММО-РПГ не выходит, поэтому вот приходится играть в другую донатную помойку. Ну тут хотя бы я играю один, и донат ни на что не влияет. Да, ну как это сказать? Донат других игроков на меня никак не влияет. И, ну, сюжет в этой игре как бы прикольный. Там мир, персонажи плюс-минус адекватные, ну, можно как-то поиграть.
Of course. I am scanning the area to determine if it is suitable for a cooking demonstration. The results are not favorable.
Нет. Warcraft был давно, все, он уже старый, в него вообще нет никакого смысла играть.
Backup plan activated. I will also write down the recipe and give it to you. You're welcome. If you have time, remember to come visit. Although my humor module has been
Так же, как и
restored to its
Lineage,
original
которые там люди
parameters,
вспоминают,
Ino
но
has been
они
researching the creative logic chain of
вспоминают
these kinds
не
of
игру,
jokes.
а, наверное, те эмоции, которые она им подарила 20-30 лет назад. Когда она вышла-то, Lineage, не помню. 20 лет назад? 30? Ну, в общем, давно. То есть они вспоминают не игру, а именно тех, ну, тех людей, с которыми они играли, те эмоции, с которыми они играли. Так же, как и Warcraft. Ну, играть в эти игры сейчас, да ну нафиг бы оно было нужно.
Should she manage to create a joke generation module, I will be able to continue telling jokes. Please look forward to this update, Traveler.
Ну, мне кажется, все ММОшки были такими, нет?
Do you think the others are making good progress? Hope it's all going smoothly. Oh, hey look! They made it back as well! Prince! Lama!
All is well, thank you. Nefer and Yehoda had to stay at the curatorium to wrap things up, so they won't be joining us for now.
I ran into Miss Anefa and Miss Aino on the way back. Their work is still in progress, so I suspect they won't be back for a while either.
Не, ну, Foxhole это такая игра, в которую ты каждый день заходишь, и у тебя каждый день происходит что-то новое. У тебя не будет даже 2 одинаковых дней. Ну, не будет. У тебя там каждый раз ситуация меняется, каждый раз все по-новому. Ну, блин, в нее можно и 10 лет играть. Как бы до тех пор, пока вот она тебе полностью не надоест. Вот так же, как Rust. Почему Rust до сих пор существует? Ты, по сути, появляешься просто с камнем, строишь домик и сидишь в этом доме, да. Ну, там что-то фармишь, что-то делаешь, но именно у тебя каждый день он абсолютно уникальный. У тебя каждый месяц, да, каждый вайп, он абсолютно уникальный. Поэтому игра до сих пор существует, поэтому в нее люди играют. Ее невозможно пройти. Так же, как и если какую-нибудь Доту, Лигу Легенд вспомнить, Counter-Strike, у тебя каждая игра, она абсолютно уникальная. Карта даже одна и та же, но у тебя каждая игра уникальная. Даже если эти же танки вспомнить. Ну, блин, ты вроде бы на одних и тех же картах ездишь, ты на одном и том же танке можешь ездить, но у тебя каждая игра абсолютно разная. Поэтому вот люди, ну, людей это затягивает. Ну, асимметрический баланс это невозможно. Ну, как бы это сложно. Для того, чтобы, да, действительно его сделать, в эту же самую игру надо играть. А разработчики, как правило, ты думаешь, разработчики Геншина в эту игру играют? Нет. Разработчики Лиги или Доты играют в свою же игру? Нет. Никто из разработчиков в свою игру не играет. Они, ну, начинают задумываться и что-то исправлять только когда аудитория уходит из игры. Если аудитория в игре сидит и никуда не уходит, но при этом сильно ноет, как бы разработчики ничего делать не будут, потому что их это устраивает. Раз аудитория сидит, раз аудитория играет, да, люди, значит, все в порядке.
You seem rather cheerful today, Mr. Flintz.
I certainly am. I achieved what I set out to do and came away with more than I bargained for. Fighting alone can get quite tedious, but I had the good fortune to run into a pair of brave young warriors.
We meet again. How have you been?
Каким образом тут оказался Альбедо?
What are you doing here?
Thankfully, tracking you down turned out to be a lot simpler than we envisaged.
These two courageously lent me a hand while I was fighting the wild hunt. When they told me they were Servarka's colleagues, it all made sense. And given how people of outstanding talent tend to cross paths, it's no wonder you're already...
So, who's your travel buddy, Albedo?
Why don't you come and introduce yourself?
Ну да, я-то с ним не знаком.
A gentleman of few words, I see. And a rather stern countenance. I presumed you were acquainted with him.
Не, ну
Is
как
that
бы
not
да,
the
у нас тут
case?
по сюжету есть Варка, он здесь находится. Ну, возможно, допустим, предположим, он вызвал сюда к себе еще двоих.
nice
Ну
to
ладно,
meet you.
хорошо.
Again, we've technically met before.
Wait a sec. You're Minnie Durin.
That's right. It's me. I'm glad to see you again.
By the way, he says it's okay if you drop the mini.
Yeah, I'm not as mini as I used to be.
Interesting, isn't it? The first step towards blending into human society appears to be reflecting on whether one's name really reflects who they are.
Wow, you look so different. In a good way, of course. It's
Thank you, Paimon. And although you're as mini as ever, I understand
Я
that
вот
the
с этим
mini
Дурином
don't
сюжет не
always
прошел,
convey
поэтому я
endearment.
понятия не имею, кто
I'll
он
be
и
sure
что
to
он.
simply call you Paimon as a sign of my great...
wow, you're such a smooth talker now. Paimon could get used to this. From now on, you may refer to her.
Personally, I think our little Paimon is the perfect size.
Не, ну разработчики тем самым пытаются сделать мир более живым, да, показать, что персонажи не сидят только в одном как бы месте, а иногда еще путешествуют по своему же миру. Ну, ладно, допустим, пусть.
When people call her little Paimon, it's just because she's so adorable that they can't help themselves. If that's not a sign of endearment, what is?
You're absolutely right, Miss Lauma. My brother still has a long road ahead of him when it comes to understanding human relationships.
Anyway, speaking of long journeys, didn't Kutar...
She's been catching up with old friends. Wouldn't be surprised if she stopped for a cup of tea or Uh-oh. People are talking about me. Hope it's nothing negative.
Judging from your expressions, I'm guessing it all went well?
It's getting crowded here. I'll go grab some chairs.
No need. This is a job for an alchemist.
Thank you for your hospitality, ladies and gentlemen, but I was merely escorting my friends. I'll be meeting Sandrone shortly, as we still have some things to discuss. It's been a...
We really appreciate your help.
Oh, come on. Spare the formalities. I'm just glad I could help out some true friends.
I understand. Well, bye for now, Harlequino.
Oh, this place is hopping. It's probably a good thing one of us left. Otherwise, we might not fit all these people in.
Are you saying we're about to run out of chairs?
As a matter of fact, I am. Come on in and see for yourself.
Так, глава 4, начало. Сколько там времени прошло? 40 минут я занимался какой-то фигней. Тратил смолу. Встречи проходил. Вот только сейчас начался именно сюжет.
I overheard your little chit-chat outside, by the way. With Miss Colombina's colleague gone, we should be back to the original crew plus the other colleagues I brought. Though, it looks like we have another new face. Someone else managed to rope in a colleague too?
Я не знаю, сколько он весит, если честно. Не проверял. Но больше 120 гигабайт. Наверное, уже 140, может быть, 150. Не знаю.
Frankly, you and Paimon are the only people I know here.
This here is Deansliff, colleague of Tibet's greatest guide, Paimon, and greatest adventurer, the Traveler. Well,
When someone else jumps in to do the announcing, you know you're speaking to someone important.
Let's hear what he has to say.
Note to self. Once Paimon knows your name, the rest of the world will soon follow.
when he comes looking for us, it's usually something important. Paimon's guessing you've heard about the Wild Hunt, then.
From the looks of it, you're about to hold a meeting. If I were to say that the Wild Hunt is our mutual enemy...
As the saying goes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Mr. Dainsliff, though, I can't promise the same for everyone else. Hey, Albedo, think you can rustle up a couple more chairs?
After all this time apart, Grandmaster Varka's first order is to rustle up a couple more chairs.
Is he being sarcastic?
Hey, he's your brother. Why are you asking us?
I've still got a lot to learn about the nuances of human conversation. Trying to decipher Albedo's way of speaking.
Oh, good point. Paimon gets you now. Don't sweat it. There are people.
I wonder what's taking Nefer so long.
Perhaps you should go and check in with her. If anyone can hurry her along, it's you.
I just got back from the curatorium. Besides, aren't you curious to see?
Miss Nefer doesn't strike me as the type to share secrets. And since gathering intel is her specialty, I'm guessing she'd prefer to keep her methods confidential under such circumstances. Would it not be?
Oh, but it's fine for me to impose.
What can I say? You have an unrivaled ability to garner people's affection, Miss Moonchanter. Besides, you...
All right then.
Impressive. She barely fought back at all. I admire your powers of persuasion.
As I'm sure Miss Lauma will realize soon enough, the trick in life is to always pitch in with other people's responsibilities so that you can be selective with your own.
Another trick is to simply hide in the background.
Spoken like a true sage.
Anyway, looks like we've got some time to kill before the meeting. Let's take a little breather and feel free to chat amongst yourselves. We'll get down to business once the other two are...
Так, Альбедо, где стулья? Сам грандмастер сказал Альбедо приготовить стулья. Ни одного стула нет. Ни одного стула нету. Ни одного. Мне надо с каждым из них поговорить.
You're both awfully quiet. Why don't I start us off with an icebreaker?
Much obliged.
Have either of you ever had your portrait painted? If not,
That sounds like a lovely idea. You know how to paint.
I dabble occasionally.
He's an excellent painter. Tables, chairs.
I'm flattered.
If I ever get the chance.
I'll bear that in mind. Anyway,
Oh, I'd be whatever style feels best to you.
very well. Then
You can replicate any style I want.
I can try. If you show me a sample, I'll...
Thank you. In that.
Так, разговоры ни о чем.
Is there something you'd like to say to me?
For starters, why'd you just show up here without even giving us a heads?
If you think back to our previous interactions,
You do have a point there. Oh yeah, you'll need to find somewhere to stay the night too, right? Want to tag along with us?
sure, let's do that.
Great! Paimon will handle it! And in return, we can get Dainslift to be our very own personal bodyguard.
If that's what you had in mind, you should have said so sooner. I'd be
Oh, okay then. Paimon was only kidding, but good to know. Anyway, since we're all here together, we might as well watch each other's backs. That's just what
Кстати,
friends do,
у
right?
Пайман же озвучку поменяли. Вот бросается на слух, что озвучка поменялась, что актер озвучки не тот.
Indeed. Thank you.
Как по мне, так разницы особой нету. То есть, да, я чувствую, что голос не тот, но если вслушиваться, но в целом для меня
Truth be
ничего не
told,
поменялось.
I can't remember the last time I was in a meeting with so many people.
You're not alone there, my friend. The Lightkeepers also struggle to bring everyone together for a serious
А
discussion.
вот озвучка Кекинг, ну, Кацин, прям по ушам бьет. Вот когда ты, ну, слышишь старую озвучку и вдруг попадается новая. Она один раз попадалась. Вот у нас еще будет праздник фонарей через, ну, в следующем обновлении. Я надеюсь, они ее там поменяют, потому что та озвучка, которая вот сейчас, ну, была у Кекинг, это прям боль. Прям вот, ну, серьезно. Мне прям очень сильно не понравилось.
I don't doubt that. I've only ever met two Ratniki, one being you, and the other being that young guy, Itlua.
Как бы мне Кекинг как персонаж нравится, я ей много играл, и поэтому, ну, я привык к ее озвучке. И, блин, если бы это был персонаж, которым я не играл, ну, мне, наверное, было бы все равно, но так как Кекинг все-таки, ну, один из любимых, наверное, моих персонажей, и вот поменяли озвучку всего лишь, а уже восприятие персонажа сменилось прям очень сильно. Ну, это именно в диалогах, то есть старая эта озвучка вся осталась.
Itlua is a good apple. I'll give him that. He's kind, honest, and regularly delivers supplies.
So you're what? A fake Ratnik? Come on, why the awkward silence?
Sorry. I'm not even gonna Now that...
Let's just keep this between ourselves. Probably best if Eloa doesn't know, huh?
That goes without saying. Gotta be careful what you share with youngsters, after all.
Anyone else in the know? Let me guess. The travel...
It's dangerous being too sharp for one's own good, you know.
Then, in the name of the Animo Archon Barbados himself, I swear.
When we went for drinks, you said that...
Что-то я пропустил, про что они говорили. Про то, что он намекнул, что он не настоящий.
Of course. Just as long as you don't go spreading around the fact that I'm close with Barbados, all right?
Fair enough, then. Nothing like a bit of mutual leverage to seal the bonds of friendship.
У Нефер опять голова болит.
Ah, Miss Nefer. You made it after all. But what about Yehoda?
I'm here to give you an update on how things are going on our end. Once this is over, I'll be heading straight back to continue my work. I left Yehoda back at the curatorium to watch over things while I'm gone.
Huh. So much for just this once.
Shh! Not so loud! We're on a roll here. What if she remembers and suddenly decides to...
Did you say something, Mr. Varka?
Huh? I didn't say anything. Right, Flints?
Must have been a frog. They get so noisy around here at nighttime.
Anyway, before we begin, there's a few introductions to make. Let me start by saying that it's an honor to be speaking before so many distinguished colleagues in first up, we have Miss Lauma. As Moon Chanter, she's the leader of the Frost Moon Scions, a local religious community in Nefer is leading the investigation into Rerer's background, assisted by Yehoda and Lauma. From the little I've heard, over here, we have Mr. Flints, a Ratnik and guardian of the abandoned lighthouse. In our last operation, for those of you who've never met, this is Mr. Albedo, a renowned alchemist and captain of the Knights of Favonius investigation team. Next up, we have the Moon Maiden and former Fatui Harbinger, Miss Colombina. Then we have the Traveler, who's earned more titles than I could possibly hope to list out, so I'll spare you the rundown. And Paimon, the ultimate travel companion.
Wow! That's a lot of people!
Miss Nefer, it looks like you might have another job coming your way. So, congratulations on the booming business, I guess.
А про Донслейва забыл.
You think I haven't got enough on my hands as it is? Who's looking for me now?
That would be me, Miss Nefer. I have a commission for you.
And you are?
Who I am doesn't matter right now. What does matter is that I'd like you to gather more.
Well, it's not as if we never take on anonymous commissions. But in your case, I'll have to decline. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say your job's probably more...
It's my eyes, isn't it?
Conrian, I assume. And what's with the mask? Are you trying to hide your identity? In any case, the fact that you're even still alive raises an awful lot of questions.
My name is Dainsliff. And yes, I am from Conria. As I'm sure you're aware, the Raker of Solnari's real name is Rerir.
Really? Then you must have been quite an influential figure yourself.
You flatter me, but none of that matters anymore. My point was simply to clarify why I have asked Miss Nefer to...
So you're both from Conria, and it sounds like you used to be friends? What am I missing here? Surely you already know how he became one of the Five Sinners.
I'll tell you everything I know. The history of Conria, the names and identities of the 5 sinners. I remember it all like it was yesterday. I have never spoken openly of this before. But the truth was exactly as people say. The 5 sinners were each driven by their own desires, and it was by playing upon these that the Abyss tempted them to their fall. The visionary, Vedifenir, who wished to foretell the future. The wise, Haroptatir, who sought limitless knowledge. Gold, Rhindaughter, who desired to create life. The foul, Surtologi, who pursued supreme strength.
Золото, стремившееся к созиданию. Рыцарь скверны. Ну, то есть у нас есть провидец, мудрец, золото и рыцарь скверны. И Рери.
And last, but not least, Raker of Solnari, Rerir, Ravager of the Moon. Of the 5, Rerir is the only one who remains a mystery to me. He never harbored grand ambitions. So what—
In other words, you're saying that his change came as a shock to you, and you have no idea—
That's right.
You mentioned how the Abyss tempted them, which led to their fall. But what did that look like in practice? And what other context can you give me about the events?
Strangely, now that it comes to it, the fateful night took place during the era of the Eclipse Dynasty. One day, my elder brother, the visionary, Vedifenir, was summoned to the palace by the Vinster King. Only for the— When I came to hear of this, my fury knew no bounds. I gathered together every ally I thought I had, and to centuries on, the memories of that night still haunt me like a never-ending nightmare. We broke through the palace gates, but then I was betrayed. Even Vedifenir, the very person I had come to rescue, abandoned me.
So, it's personal after all. Then tell me, Mr. Dainsleif, what price are you willing to pay?
I cannot say what price would be worthy of such a commission. But know this: Rerir was not always a madman. Uncovering the truth of Rerir's past is the only way to unravel this mystery. But before you decide if you will accept my commission—
Sounds pretty good to me. Feels like we just flagged down a random passerby, only to discover he's actually a master strategist who has a score to settle with our enemy.
Can I borrow your halo? It could be useful in the lighthouse.
Hey, enough with the wisecracks! Besides,
Relax. It was meant to be a compliment. If that was a little over the top for your liking, I'll make sure to tone it down next time.
I'll give your proposal some serious thought, Mr. Dainsleif. Let's speak in private once the meeting is over.
Before that, there's a few things I'd like to share.
Тревелер опять заговорил.
Now that we've united the hearts of the 3 moons, your power should be greatly enhanced. But it seems—
I believe it will take a little longer.
Ну да, говорящий тревелер — это редкость. Что нужно сделать? Свечку зажечь или желание загадать?
You've done so much for me, so I want to be completely honest with you all. Even though I'm doing a lot better now, the truth is, from the moment I was born, my power has been slowly ebbing away. And that is because Tevat has never accepted me. So far, I have yet to find a solution. It may turn out to be a problem that will plague me until the day even so. I will do everything in my power to help you drive out the Ray here of Solnari. As Arlecchino put it,
Kutar.
defeating the Ray here of Solnari will be no easy task. While my strength slowly recovers.
Naturally. We should take all.
We've considered several viable plans now, but our choice hinges on the answers to a few. Is it even possible to kill Rerir? What experiences shape the person or given Albedo's expertise in alchemy, I think we should leave him to try and answer the first of these.
Understood.
As for the other two, I'm afraid we'll have to count on you again, Miss Nefer. Believe me when I say it's not my wish to burden you. But right now, relying on your skill.
So you're placing all your hopes on me, huh?
We can't thank you enough for agreeing to help us. Honestly, I can hardly...
You sure have a talent for changing your tune, Miss Moonchanter. Timid like Yehoda one moment, then flinches insincere flattery the next.
Ladies, please. I must object to your portrayal of me. That's all. Feel free to keep bickering.
I almost don't want to leave this room.
I have faith in you, Miss Nefer. Something tells me you'll stand by us.
Oh? And what makes you so sure of that? What if I suddenly decide that my
This isn't about the money. I can sense that you've got a deep-seated distaste for Rerir. And knowing you, that alone...
Look at them getting along so well.
And I'm the one they accuse of insincere flattery. There is...
Miss Lauma, you have to understand something. Unlike you,
Is that right? Well, maybe the fact that I'm willing to put my hopes in other people says more...
Anyway, we've got our plan, so let's get moving. Mr. Dainsliff, let's talk. And Traveler, once we're...
This whole experience is teaching me a lot. For instance, I now know that when other issues come up in the future, I'll have far more luck getting Lauma to convince Miss Neff.
Hate to say it, friend, but that's one of the funniest things I've heard in a while.
Why? You think I've got it wrong?
Quite the opposite. But what makes it so hilarious is how...
Так, а куда подевалась Айна и... Блин, я забыл, как его зовут. В общем, где Айна? Айна и Инефа, во. Куда они делись? Они же тоже входили в команду. Почему у нас, в принципе, собрание без них? Так, тут еще одна комната.
Thank you for waiting.
That's okay. We actually used the time to help Dainsliff get a room at the hotel.
That's very considerate of you. Now, I trust you share my curiosity about Rerir's past, and you seem fairly familiar. We spoke at some length after the meeting. He was the one who suggested I should invite you to join this operation. He feels confident that these secrets will be safe with you.
Dane has a lot of faith in us, that's for sure.
Likewise. I appreciate that you got right on board without interrogating me about why I invited you.
That's because we know what you're capable of. We appreciate you too, Nefer. You might have been forced to help in the beginning.
That's one way to put it. Another is this, that once a decision's been made... Alright, so here's how it is. I'm going to access Rerir's thoughts again using my confidential method. Now, I'm sure you've seen things like this before on your... The reason I've gathered you all here is to ensure my safety during the proceedings. I plan for us to enter the fragment of his consciousness together. Think of this as a diving expedition into someone's brain. If I'm the diver, you are my safety. Once the ceremony begins, we will all be spying on privileged information. But in the interests of safety, you must remain absolutely silent. Lastly, any individuals of a weaker constitution are advised not to partake in the ceremony. In any case, Paimon has her own job to do, which requires staying in the room, but not
Привет,
joining the
Валера.
ceremony.
Well, good luck, everyone. Sounds like all Paimon can do is cry.
There's a little more to it than that. I was being serious when I said you have a job to do. While the rest of us are inside Rarir's mind, it's in the event that something goes wrong, you will be our first responder. I don't anticipate any issues, but the extra level of safety will be greatly appreciated.
I second that. This is a dangerous operation here, and you're our whole rescue team. That's pretty much the...
So, Paimon's like the lifeguard?
Good. Please, take a seat. We'll get started.
So, did Mr. Dainsliff tell you anything else?
He told me that he believes Rarir kept some big secrets in his life. He's not sure that they were the cause of his eventual downfall, but he's asked me to uncover...
But surely you're not planning to go through with this. No.
If you think that, you'd be overestimating me. But I do have my own professional reasons for taking this job. You think I'd turn down the opportunity to get a first-hand glimpse in...
Well, as long as you don't let morbid curiosity get in the way of safety concerns, we're good. We'll do whatever we can to help you.
You're such a killjoy.
Ну, может быть, в следующий раз тебе повезет.
All right, I'm good to go.
All set over here, too.
Promise, Paimon, you'll be extra careful.
All right. Let your whole body relax. Close your eyes.
Сейчас опять начнется сюжет на час. Ой.
Phew. Could this be his office? Pretty standard setup.
Вот там что-то мигает.
Bookshelves, paperwork, files. According to Dainsliff, Rarir used to be an intelligence operative. Chances are there's plenty of top secret intel stashed away. Is this where you keep your secrets, Rarir? Can't say I'm not.
А вот тут осталось.
A
А в
file
прошлый раз,
tucked
когда мы
inside a
попадали
folder.
в
The title reads,
его
"Dear
воспоминания,
breakfast
я
shop
точно
owner."
видел, что там что-то мигает, подошел к полочке, и это мигание уже исчезло, его там не было.
It's a list of, but at this stage I have no. Wonder what kind of encryption technique this is. Aha. It's an.
Please, hear me out. I can't shake this feeling that someone's been spying on our house. I saw someone dressed in all black. It was a couple of days back, but that was on.
There's a note in the margin. Surveillance of the run for their residence has concluded. We apprehended the target. Could the voice in the recording belong to one of Rarir's? Bookshelves full of documents. Looks like these are all files.
Он покакивает,
Packed with the personal details of the Crimson Moon Dynasty preceded the eclipse. Since Rarir worked as a secret agent during the latter, it stands to reason that yep, lines up exactly with what Dainsliff told me. He looks even gloomier than last time. I wonder what's changed. box containing a ring inlaid with a precious. Must be for his girlfriend.
Окно, в котором видно колонну и все. Возможно, мне нужно сесть.
Today's files are in. Time to wade through them, just like usual. Male, 51. Occupation, cook. Confirmed Crimson Moon descendant. Has maintained frequent contact with other descendants over the past year. Neutralized. This one should be archived under purged. Female, 23. Occupation, office clerk. Confirmed Crimson Moon descendant. Has maintained frequent contact. Neutralized. Another one for purged targets. Sounds like she was that other man's daughter. Never mind. Male, 40. Occupation, teacher. Confirmed Crimson Moon neutralized. Just another nobody for the archive. Come to think of it, I remember surveilling this man. A case like his never would have been considered a priority in the past. Huh. Female, 16. Occupation, none. Orphan and confirmed Crimson Moon descendant. Neutralized. Filed. I have no recollection of this girl. None whatsoever. She... Female, 13. Occupation, none. Orphan, neutralized. And filed. Male, 11. Occupation, none. Neutralized and... Male.
It's funny, isn't it? Your job is becoming both harder and easier at the same time, depending on how you look at it. Sooner or later, the Crimson Moon descendants will be completely wiped out. But as their numbers dwindle, they become harder and harder to track down.
That's not how it is.
Fortunately, however, most of the able-bodied adults have already been taken care of. The remaining weaklings will be increasingly easy to deal with.
No! No. My job is to ensure the survival of the Eclipse Dynasty. And the only way to do that is by eliminating any and all potential threats. It's a perfectly legitimate line of work. Every single one of my colleagues can attest to my fairness. And if my friends were aware of the facts, I know they'd back me up too. Assuming, of course, that they were aware of all the facts. Mr. Vedifalnir? It's been quite some time.
Revier, I trust you're here because you have...
Forgive me. I wasn't tuning out, it's just, I notice you... Tell me. Does someone in your position ever feel the need to ask questions?
It is indeed within my power to foresee certain things. Things like your...
I was just thinking. It won't be long before I'll be inviting both you and Dane to my
That isn't a lie. But nor is it a fact as such.
No fooling a prof.
Ever since that day we met for drinks, I knew it was only a matter of time before you came.
Does it feel good?
I'm afraid the notions of good and bad fail to capture the complexity of what such a power entails. Once you've seen what will come to pass, you fear my silence and long to hear the words I left unspoken.
That's right.
You must have noticed my reluctance to broach the subject. And the reason is simple. Because the truth could never have lived up to your hopes. The burden of prophecy was never meant for your shoulders.
So who exactly do you deem worthy to hear your prophecies? None but our exalted...
Or rather, our king as he once was.
You're closer to his majesty than I am. You must know better than...
You say that as though it is to my benefit. Yet precisely because of that, I dare not speak rashly. A king can turn out to be the most virtuous of rulers, or a tyrant.
You are so wise and far-sighted, yet still you...
You make a fair point. Especially given my silence. Very well then. Let me offer you some advice. And I say this not as a prophet or a visionary, but for many reasons. There is very little chance of your marriage ending in happiness. If happiness is what you seek, you should find another fiancé.
Hold on. There's that same black fog again. Could this memory belong to Thelindis? Guess I'd better tread carefully.
Непонятно, что там в окошках видно.
Wait. Hear me out. This time we finally got a... His name is Rayrir.
What did you say?
Но это мы уже видели.
Cruel irony, isn't it?
Why are you...
Simple. It's because I want you to kill him. You are the only person...
No, absolutely not.
So you'll just stand by and watch him slaughter us to the last. Do not forget that the blood of the Crimson...
The blood of the Crimson Moon? What does that matter now? You think that alone is reason enough for me to throw away everything I have?
Why wouldn't it be? You two were once a child of the Crimson Moon. Just like me. Don't tell me...
As long as you promise to abandon this pipe dream of restoring your dynasty, I can try to persuade him.
Persuade the Vinster King? Do you even know why he's so obsessed with hunting us down? Why he keeps trying to force us to hand over our secret? The Vinster King. A blind fool. His eyes clouded by powers from beyond this world. A petty little man with a miser's heart. And he dares to sit upon the throne? Mark my... If you can't bring yourself to do it, so be it. Just you...
The Rayhir of Solnari. That really is quite a secret you've been keeping from me, Rayhir. But who am I to talk? Am I really any... Love should be built on honesty. But ours was born from... Is it really so wrong to hide things that would only make life harder? If we don't cover up the parts that no one else should see, how can we go on pretending? Vedifulnir must have known all this. And that's why he made his prophecy. In the end, but I won't just sit by and watch this disaster unfold. I'll do everything in my power to protect what I cannot afford to lose, no matter who I have to face.
Huh? Was that Rayhir who just walked past the window? Doesn't it give you the chills that he still takes the same road to work every day? As if nothing ever happened.
Those people at the deli.
Enough already. They're clearly pretty taken by their own disguises, so just smile and play along. Pull the rug from under beasts like that, and you'll risk having your throat torn out.
Deli.
But surely you can see he's not the man he pretends to be. So many have died already, And they say that the king's madness We're not going to survive this, are we? But why does it have to be Thelindis? Are you
Sorry, Freether. I heard you, though. You're talking about what... He's just following the king's orders. He's a secret agent, and it's his job to...
By the time you first met him, he'd already taken lives. Maybe he was using...
No. Rerir has no idea I have anything to do with the Crimson Moon. My family are only distant relatives of the main lineage, and truth be told, apart from my teacher, pretty much no one knows I have any connection to...
But as Orlog said, who could possibly talk sense into that raving lunatic?
I'll work something out. Trust me, I'm with you all. But for now, you need to keep your... Don't forget that Rerir is an Eclipse operative. For now, don't come looking for me. And if anything...
If even you can't escape this, what hope do the rest of us have? But after all this...
I won't speak in his defense. Nor can I give you a clear answer to that question. But here, hold on to this. If an opportunity to escape presents itself...
You call that change?
I've got a job, and there's still money coming in. But...
Another day, another round of assassination training. Training ground is just beyond this hidden passageway.
When you kill a person, doesn't it bother you when you end up covered in their blood?
Why would it? Aren't we all just walking blood bags?
But not everyone is accustomed to hunting down others like prey. You've been a hunter for so long now, you seem to have forgotten that most people don't just go around killing one another.
Leave me alone. Make sure you have a firm grip on the handle. Then choose your angle well. Keep your movements light and brisk. And the prey won't sense a thing.
I doubt that. I'll bet no one's ever died a quiet death at your hands.
I work clean. No traces.
That doesn't make it open or though. The king just happens to need you right now. Doesn't.
That won't happen.
He's changed. Ever since you fell into the spell that hour. In the beginning, he only had you take out a handful of the guilty. But now...
The ones I've dealt with have always been guilty. And I've carried out my work flawlessly.
Was it because she didn't trust you? Or something else?
Enough!
Thelindis, do you still remember Orlog?
Orlog?
The boy who was pretending to sell flowers. You spoke for quite a while.
Yes, we did. What about him?
He was arrested 2 days ago.
He...
I just don't get it! After everything he's done, why do you still... Or does it mean nothing to you that people keep dying?
No, that's not... Just hear me out.
I need to go now, Thelindis. They're looking for us. If you ever need a place to hide, come find...
Author, Thelindis. Over the course of this week, the research object was subjected to interference for a total of 47. All subjects of observation that were sent inside have now... The situation within is proving more problematic than anticipated. No progress whatsoever. What now? Won't you give? Things are getting worse by the day. I have to find a way or we'll all be in danger, but I... If all this research comes to nothing, what then? Sooner or later it'll be but could he really bring himself to kill me? No. Surely he wouldn't have...
Не люблю, когда
Why
стены
won't you
вдруг
just let us
поворачиваются.
go? We don't even know each other. All we want is to live ordinary, peaceful lives.
You want to live?
Yes. I just want to go on living. Is that really such an unforgivable crime?
You want to go on living. I want to keep living too. To keep living forever. That's why I have no choice but to continue on the path I'm on. If only some savior would suddenly swoop down and change the way the world is. Too bad that's not going to happen. Imagine that. If there really were such a person, you and I wouldn't be standing here like this, would we? Today's files are in. Time to wade through them just like usual. No, I don't get tired of it. It's my job. And not only am I lucky to have it, I'm good at it too. Wait. Thelindis? No. No! Why? But you bear no mark of the Crimson Moon. How could you possibly have anything to do with them? It cannot be! A diluted bloodline. Carefully concealed. I see it now. What a fool I've been. Numbing myself with talk of justice. Even imagining my friends would back me up. Irminsul. Finster King! How far are you going to take this? From the direct bloodline. Today it's the descendants of the Crimson Moon. Who will it be tomorrow? Will you not rest until everyone down here is dead? No. This cannot go on. This is where it ends.
Тhelиндис, получается, тоже убили. И он пошел мстить.
You're really letting me go?
I am. As long as you can guarantee that no one will find you.
Don't worry, I'll be extra careful. No one will know I was here. But what about you?
Почему они вообще в принципе оставались здесь? Если у вас есть место, где спрятаться.
If you let me go, you won't be able to come.
Good point. In that case,
No, please. I just want to see.
go on living.
Yes. I know you're a man of your word.
If I let you leave, what will become of me? Just remember, don't let anyone know you were caught.
Even shadows in the dark must live by a code. But you can't save everyone.
You've been whispering in my ear for days now, Vedifalnir. What are you trying to do? Break me down?
I only say this because you long for an answer to your problems. Let her go, Rerir, or you risk losing everything.
I will not abandon Thelindis.
Then you'll need a little more vigilance and a lot more power. The world is changing, Rerir. Keep your eyes peeled for your moment of opportunity.
That voice used to be so unclear, but now I know exactly whose it is. He won't tell me how to actually resolve any of this, but he keeps trying to manipulate me like a puppet. Tell me then, what will this moment of opportunity look like? And no answer. He's like a ghost, always disturbing.
So, the Eclipse Dynasty was purging, well, massacring the descendants of the Crimson Moon. And it seems like it was all connected to the Vinster King's research. The King's obsession with abyssal power left the future of Conria hanging in the balance. No wonder every aspect of Rerir's life was so unstable. And it looks like this Thelindis, Rerir's would-be fiancée, herself belonged to a sub-branch of the Crimson Moon Dynasty's It almost defies belief that a couple like them could hide the truth from each other for so long. And why does Vedifalnir, Dainslif's older brother, keep talking in Rerir's head? This guy kept... The human mind is like a vast desert of shifting sands. When you follow the flow of someone's memories, you only ever see the parts they're willing to let surface. Time for something a bit more creative. We've been inside Rerir's mind this whole time, building up a picture of... There's already enough clues on the board to start reading between the lines and mapping out the rest. Now, we can finally begin to put the pieces together. Sure, it'll only be a reconstruction, part simulation, part reasoning. But it's... Once we've built up a cognitive profile, we just need to cross-check the logic behind his actions. And then we'll be able to take a sneak peek at whatever it is that Rerir has really been hiding.
Rerir, are you there?
А можно как-то повернуть? Потому что она стоит по диагонали. Ну, я нажал неправильно. Здравствуйте. Куда я... Вот.
Hey, Rerir! Come out, it's urgent!
Dane? What's wrong?
Quick, come with me. I'll explain everything once we've met.
Okay, I'll come. But the Lindis is still over at the...
All right then, but make it quick.
I've never seen Dane so worked up before. Whatever this is...
Тому, кто это поставил под углом, надо, я не знаю, забрать зарплату. Ну, что это такое? Как этим... Можно мне повернуть, чтобы она была ровно? Очки действия закончились. Ну, здорово, круто. А можно вот, ну... Можно мне ее повернуть?
Well, this is a nice change, meeting you all at this hour. When men and women of ambition can speak face to face in broad daylight, I say that's a big step forward.
Don't be ridiculous. We do not fear the day. Why would we seek refuge in the night?
You might ask your blade that same question. I'm told it prefers the cover of darkness. The word on the street is that Sertology only strikes when he has an unfair advantage. But that is patently false. I see you're missing an arm and a leg. Surely only a fair fight could
If this is your way of offering me replacement limbs,
Oh, we can certainly discuss that. With bioalchemy, anything is possible. Assuming I have your...
Lunatic.
Полуумная.
Roptatir. What brings you here?
Why, Dainsleif, of course. He invited me. Please, cast aside your apprehensions, Miss Rhindaughter. Whatever the rumors may say, I am but a humble servant of the king, and I can assure you he affords me no greater convenience.
Well, the Universitas Magistrorum won't stop fawning over you. So at least some of the rumors must be true. You're clearly doing well for yourself. So drop the... You're president of the Universitas Magistrorum, the chief royal mage known as the Wise by royal appointment, and by far the most favored among the four pillars. Vice President Veed doesn't even try to hide his envy when he sees you.
My success is the product of hard work and good luck. It's as simple as that. Were the king not such an extremist, of course, no job is without its gripes. Serving a king, and as for Eftervit, in missing out on the presidency, he's dodged a mountain of stress.
You're all here. I apologize for the short notice, but it was an emergency.
You must be Rarir.
Mr. Sertology. Yes, I handled your case file during your sentencing. Nothing personal, of course. I'm pleasantly surprised that you remember me.
You're clearly a person of substance if you've been invited here. But Dainsleif, you'd better have a very good reason for convening this little gathering.
It's my brother, Vedalfenir. After he spoke at the court this morning, the king was so infuriated by his words that he had him blinded in both eyes.
Vedalfenir in prison? Strange. I thought the king trusted him and Horoptatir. Does this mean the king's circle of trust just got even
It has nothing to do with trust. It's about what the king wants, which is as clear as day to an I simply appease him, because it's in the best interests of the Universitas.
And also because you're slimy. Vedalfenir, perhaps less so. But still, a visionless visionary?
Do you honestly think this is an important discussion to be having right now?
Dane, what are you planning to...
Rescue Vedalfenir, I assume.
Correct. It will mean storming the palace by force.
That's far too dangerous. And don't forget, Dainsleif, you're captain of the Royal Guard. You swore an oath.
You've been planning this for a while.
I have no desire to commit treason. But whatever critique the king may have of Vedalfenir, disfiguring your most loyal subject for putting the best interests of his court and nation first, this is not the conduct of a wise... My blade will force the king to see the error of his ways.
So, Vedalfenir's prophecy enraged the king. I'm sure it wasn't what he wanted to hear, but if he won't take counsel even from the visionary, the extent of His Majesty's madness is now all too clear. The question is, you have noble ambitions, Dane, but I'm afraid they don't do much for a guy like me. I'm not interested in saving the world. All I want is a letter of pardon.
A letter of pardon? For whom? The chances of the Vinster King issuing a pardon for anyone connected to the Crimson. This black fog over the board must have some connection to Thelindis. But why is it taking another mystery I'll need to unravel?
А почему ты шагнул вперед? Ну ладно, он опять вперед шагает. Так, но я отсюда туда все равно не найду. Я не дохожу.
Author Thelindis. Over the course of this week, the research object was subjected to interference for research dating back to the Crimson Moon Dynasty has established 2 points regarding Moon Marrow. Firstly, its origins have something to do with a god's power. Secondly, however, there are a number of hurdles to overcome before we can answer the question of where it leads to. To start with, opening the gateway requires an enormous amount of power is then required to keep the gate open. Currently, the total power output of our instruments remains in this. To make matters worse, I am now the only staff member remaining in the Moon Marrow lab. The Universitas Magistrorum recently decided to move most of its personnel into abyssal energy research, which has stymied all Crimson Moon. This is not a wise move. I have always maintained that placing all our hopes in a single source of power is risky, especially one as poorly understood as this, as well as making ourselves over. I apologize if this comes across as disrespectful. But as a Moon Marrow researcher, I desperately want to see the world be. If we really made it there one day, what would we find? And how would we go about taming the unknown? My imagination is.
Ну вот серьезно, им ничего не стоило повернуть камеру, нормально ее сделать. Не вот это вот под углом в 45 градусов. Ты поверни ее либо влево, либо вправо. Ну, зачем вот это? Вот, ну...
This is for you. I heard you're gonna leave the city with your parents.
Thelindis, did you hear?
I've heard nothing. Rerir got back very late last Friday, and he was acting a little unusual, but he slept pretty well, so You never saw him, and I don't know what he did. And this conversation never happened.
What if he finds out that you pried into his secrets?
Don't be silly. I don't know what secrets he does or doesn't have. All I know is he's just a norm.
Are you scared of him?
I don't know. The Rerir I know doesn't match the person you all describe. Logically, I should be scared of him. But enough about that. You should get going and be—
What's in it?
a piece of the moon. All you need to know is that as long as you keep it safe, then in the future—
A red moon?
That's right. Our moon.
I promise, Thelindis.
The Crimson Moon bloodline will never die out. Its light, the color of blood, will become no matter how long it takes.
Да, вроде бы все же правильно сделал. Я должен был возродиться на вот этой штуке. Или отсюда никак нельзя туда добраться, да. Поэтому меня и кидает назад. Потому что здесь... Да.
Hurry, everyone, and stick to the plan.
Sir Dainsleif, what are you? Is this true? You know what happens to those who betray the throne?
It is the king himself who has betrayed the throne. He has betrayed all of—
If you have any love left for justice in your heart—
It's showtime. Dane and his group will handle the troops in the palace. Then Hroptatyr and Rhindaughter will disarm this. My job is to enter the prison and rescue Vediful. Stay safe.
Look after my brother. Draw your blade. It is time for justice to—
Что мне вперед нужно или назад? Что мне нужно делать? Я не могу повернуть и посмотреть. Блин. Кто это сделал? Что за... Ну, действительно, ну, блин. Ну, рукожоп. Как еще можно назвать человека, который вот это вот сделал? Можно мне повернуть камеру, чтобы было нормально?
This place is filthy. And the smell is abominable. Found you. Hello, Mr.
It's you.
Surprised? Oh, wait.
I certainly felt some surprise in the moment when I was blinded. Surprise at the king's sheer ignorance. Surprise at just how unfairly this world responds to words of earnest remonstration.
I'm curious. What did you prophesize this time?
It wasn't a prophecy. It was a word of warning. The king has forsaken all reason in pursuit of his obsessions. I simply told him that if he continues on this...
But he didn't listen. Worse still, he stabbed you. Dane asked for my help. The court is in complete chaos.
Everything is transpiring as I foresaw. Yet I am I do wonder whether giving a man the power to see the future does not...
Forgive my curtness, Vedafulnir, but the king did not suddenly turn on you today. You can't have wisdom beyond the reach of your fellow man without attracting his fear and suspicion. There are things the king does not want to see. So, he doesn't want you having visions of them either.
He wasn't entirely wrong. I did indeed lose my power to see the future. Right up until...
Until what?
Just now. I believe I saw something new.
Well, tonight could go a lot of different ways. 5 of us banded together to storm the palace, also we could rescue you. This will go down as the most...
I sense hatred in you. But also hope. A desperate... But this is not the end. It is the beginning of a new chapter. There are many men of honor and courage in this world, Rerir. But you are not one of them. You're not here for justice, are you? Is that a dagger? Interesting. Why not the polearm?
With your abilities, I don't doubt that you were able to recover some of your sight. But I also doubt that you want to make an enemy of me right now.
Of course not. We're on the same side, aren't we?
We could be. But I need you to be honest with me, Vedafulnir.
You mean your future?
Yes. And I know there are bigger things at stake here. A dynasty, a nation, maybe the entire world. But forgive me, I care first and foremost about I can't abandon the one I love to save myself. I just can't do it. But you see a broader picture of the future than I. You see the solutions to the biggest problems of our age.
In matters of fate, answers are either right or wrong. What will be and what will not. Maybe you are willing to pay a certain price in the That is the cruelest thing about fate. It is unmoved by your sacrifice.
That can't be true. I know it's your voice that I keep hearing in my head, urging me to see how the world is changing, to seek more. You show me disaster, but you won't show me how to avoid it? What?
My voice? In your head? So, you hear it too? The voice that steals your mind, gains your trust. It turns out that we are not so different, you and I.
Vedafulnir just broke into the strangest smile I've ever seen in my life. As if he'd discovered some monumental secret.
Very well then. My advice to you is as follows. You must persevere. Whatever trials and tribulations you may face, for as long as you live, your story with Thelindis shall not come to an end. That is the only chance you have of fighting back again. It is up to you whether you believe my words. Regardless...
I will.
Thank you for setting me free. In return, I will tell you one more...
Just then, a strange wave of energy rippled through the city.
If I were you, I would head to the Universitas Magistrorum.
The Universitas?
I'm sure we'll be seeing each other again very soon.
Whatever Vedafulnir said, I didn't catch it. I didn't even help him out of the prison. There was no time to lose.
О, сундук. Так, раз мне дали полную пачку, значит сейчас будет... Надо будет кого-то бить.
Monsters? What is this run daughter's doing? My Universitas Magistrorum. Out of my way! The Universitas. Allegedly, the king installed secret mechanisms in the palace and around the city. No one knows, but if they were ever gonna activate...
Help! Help!
Hold on! Don't let them anywhere near you!
Save me! I can't!
That sounded like an explosion. So, what other means does the king have at his disposal? And given it's a major center of abyss research, anyone over at the Universitas...
Cleanup sequence in search.
Ну и что, мне туда просто прыгать надо?
Sweet dreams! It all adds up.
Time to go clean. Time to go clean.
Insulation chamber deployed. Can't hide the truth.
It all falls over place. Let's see what you're made of.
Cleanup sequence in it.
Monsters at the Universitas Magistrorum? What? Oh no, they're coming. It's no use. The table won't hold out much longer. The weapons, of course. All the lab equipment was upgraded after the inspection last week, but the new weapons haven't been... I'm done for. Is anyone... Ah! Stay back! Please stay back!
Она вдруг перестала бояться, потому что услышала сильный звук.
What's that?
Red Rear! So the rumors about your work are true.
What? No! Listen, something happened at the palace tonight. We have to leave!
You don't need to lie to me anymore.
What do you mean?
I know why you're worried, and I will respect the decision you've made. But it's okay, because I found a solution. I know how to end all this. You can have it back. The normal life you so desire. But until then, I'm afraid our wedding will have to wait.
This? No, don't do it! Cylinders! Cylinders!
I told you, Rerir. Let her go. You will find someone better.
No! No, I won't do it! I have to save her!
By what means exactly? A lowly pawn. You lack the power and the strength of will.
Do you know a way? Tell me!
Come to the palace. Join us.
Rerir, thank goodness we...
Step forth and take your share.
You made it.
Not you too.
Hatred or grief, despair, desire. We all have our own.
Rarier. Rarier.
Lindis?
Were you daydreaming? You still remember, Rarier? That question you asked me a couple of weeks ago?
Oh. You mean the proposal?
Yeah. I'm wondering, where do you think would be a good place to discuss it? Maybe in the garden? Or were you thinking a fancy restaurant?
It's your choice. I will find you. And then, you can give me your answer.
Привет, Мангел.
So that's how the Raker of Solnari was born. A monster created by circumstance is a monster. Viewing other people's thoughts for too long can get uncomfortable. Right in a nutshell, the story of Conria is what happens when the truth falls by the wayside. Everyone tells little white lies, and before long, his past is filled with sorrow. But the tale of any fallen civilization is one. Everyone, I'm back. Can I get a standing ovation?
Never! How are you holding up?
She's fine. Boss is a pro.
Yes, I'm fine. You will have seen the events of Rarier's life through my thoughts. It's now clear that he is just a regular nobody, driven by—
I mostly agree. There's only so much we can know about him from his memories alone. However, I would not consider Rarier to be a nobody. He was deeply involved in the events of that era. Yet, when the catastrophe—
Sounds to me like you're speaking in riddles again. Is this you urging me not to abandon the people of—
That's not what I meant. Although I do hope you choose to remain a part of the plan.
Then try to remember that I respond better to the carrot than the stick. And I don't appreciate being bossed around. Now, as for you, Missy, you were excellent. You stuck to the rules of the ceremony and kept your mouth shut the entire time.
Cool. So, can you fill me in on the deets now? Most of what I saw.
Patience. You'll hear the whole story, don't you worry. But let's meet up with the others first. It will save me narrating it twice. Yehoda?
Yes, boss. Let me—
That's more like it. For a moment there, I was worried you'd forgotten about the first clause of your—
Forgive my curiosity, but what does the—
It says I gotta do the annoying stuff that boss is too lazy to do for herself. Like opening the door, pouring the tea.
Is that right?
If something is in the contract, it's because she willingly agreed to it. Rest assured that the curatorium above. In any case, I've hardly shied away from my share of the work today. There's nothing I dislike more than other people enjoying. Oh no.
Sorry to disturb you, but we seem to have run into some trouble.
Evidently so. Don't worry, I'm not about to leave you to fend for yourselves. I'm not that kind of boss. And it would go against the curatorium's labor policy.
I'm sorry? What did you hear me say? I wasn't talking about labor policy.
Wait. How long have I been standing here?
Not long. You just appeared by the door a moment ago.
Boss, what's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost.
We've been tricked. We never left at all. Somehow I hallucinated that whole scene back inside the office.
Hallucinated? But how?
How indeed. This place should heed my will alone. All thoughts and actions that occur in here are just a result of pawns moving across the chessboard in a carefully calculated manner. And nobody has access to this chess set but me.
So you control everything in here?
More or less. But yes, it's a special...
Has anything like this ever happened before?
Only once. It was the first time I used the chess set.
Is there any similarity between what happened?
I suppose my thoughts are a little turbulent.
Is there anything I can do to help?
The first clause of your contract clearly states that I only need your help with things that I'm too late.
Meaning, you're not feeling lazy?
Meaning, this is not something Yehoda can help with. The chess set is a personal treasure that I alone understand.
Boss, it's fine.
Oh, listen to you. Whatever.
What? Really?
Yes, really. Where would I ever find another employee as...
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I was thinking I suggest everyone finds someplace comfortable to... Even though all this chess malarkey doesn't exist in a physical sense, mentally speaking, you don't want to dismiss mental fatigue. Just because it isn't physical doesn't...
Don't I have the best employees?
If we can find a suitable time, I'd love to borrow Yehoda for a day to help out at the Frost...
Oh, Lama. Time to rally, everyone. Follow me. As we continue our journey, the same rules will apply. That means stay focused and no talking, no matter what we... You have my word that I will get us all out of here.
Так, внезапно нам дали поиграть за нефть.
This place looks familiar. That's not a good sign. There's someone up ahead. Time for a little chat.
I wasn't expecting visitors at this hour.
Oh.
There you are! Sinue's been looking for you all day. I think he has some...
Oh yeah? What were you doing just now, Uncle Retinue? Hiding away some more loose change?
What do you mean, loose change? Oh, come on, I'm too old for this. Just...
Hey, kid. Mind telling me what Sinuhe's been up to recently? I'm trying to get in his good books and I need a way...
Get in his good books? Why? What do you want with my dad, Uncle?
I've written a new song. I was hoping to showcase it at the next festival, but...
A new song, huh?
I'd love to stay and listen, but unfortunately, Uncle Retinue says my dad.
Well, there's plenty of time and I'm not going anywhere. See that pile of stones? I'll be sitting there.
Pile of stones. Got it.
Я так понимаю, если вот сюда вниз спрыгнуть, назад я уже не поднимусь, да? Ну и там ничего нет. Туда есть какая-то дорога, непонятно зачем.
Hi, Dad. Uncle Retinue said you were looking for me.
Ah, there's my little princess. If you'd gotten back just a little sooner, you could have shared the spoils of war with me.
Spoils of war? Who were you fighting against, Dad?
It was just a figure of speech. The aftermath of a sand. I was talking about our war against thirst. I went out to fix our water supply problem, and now I'm back.
We have a well again.
That's right. I found a new one and brought back as much water as I could carry.
If it wasn't for these blasted sandstorms, our wells wouldn't be caving in.
As the chief of our tribe, I'm supposed to be leading us out of hardship and poverty. On to better you know how prosperous our ancestors were. I've told you all the stories, and look at us now. But things are looking up. I started working with some folks from the academia a few months back.
So you're the academia's help?
Special ambassador, they call it. Think of it as a partnership. It's nothing bad, okay? We've been isolated here in the desert for too long. Seeking opportunities elsewhere is the...
So, do you get anything good out of being a special?
Of course. My luck's improving all the time. One day, I swear I'm gonna lead us out of this place. We'll find some...
That's our well, and you know it. You stole from us. Well, you've gone from chief to thief. And
did you really think you could take our water without permission and get away with it? You're either brave, stupid,
And that special ambassador act? Yeah, nice try. We spoke to the academia. They said it was all...
You're a liar and a cheat.
I heard Yehuda gasp, but I don't blame her. Most people are terrified by the sight of corpses strewn across the ground. The wounds are clearly from scimitars and daggers. There's a handwritten note on the ground.
Halil, this is Sinuhe, chief of the Shimti tribe. Surely you remember me. I was the one who helped you and your colleagues avoid the quicksand. This is my second time writing to you. I assume my last letter must have gotten lost in the mail, as I didn't receive a reply. I'm writing to you because I need some help. That sandstorm the other day completely blocked up our well, forcing me to look for another. Praise the gods. The well of the Eob tribe was intact. It was my last resort. I drew what water I could and left, but not without being spotted. I fear they will You told me to write to you if I ever needed help. You said you'd be my ally in the academia. I urgently need you to formally recognize my title of Special Ambassador and send some of your people to assist me for a few days. This is an emergency. Please send...
Looks like this letter never got sent. The writer died a grisly death, and the letter was trampled into the ground. It's badly defaced. What a ridiculous lie the surviving Shimti tell. Their whole village was butchered over a sip of water.
Инти. То есть это племя, из которого вышло Нефер, и все их племя было вырезано из-за глотка воды.
Ah, officer. Welcome. Welcome to our humble village.
I thought you would at least have the courtesy to provide some respectable libations.
This is the finest wine Aru village has to offer. I promise.
The Academia has agreed to reserve a single space for a candidate from your village. But I remain skeptical of this entire endeavor. I highly doubt.
Please, have faith. If not in us, then in our god. The child we found shows great promise. I beg you, take her.
I don't recognize.
She showed up here a few days ago, and we took her in. She's a really bright.
So, where are you?
Nowhere special.
What about the rest of your family?
Just the one. Correct.
So, no brothers, no sisters?
Any who have slept on a bed of sand, I call my brothers and my sisters. Apart from...
All right, get over here. Sign your name on the form. Never? You're rather fair-skinned for a desert.
То есть, по сути, это прошлое Нефер. Все ее племя погибло, она осталась одна единственная. Забрела в какое-то другое племя и попала оттуда в академию, где, собственно, проучилась.
Nefer, this term's assignments have been issued already. Please read through the materials thoroughly, conduct your own additional research, and then write an essay.
Yes, Professor, I'm aware. I just had a couple...
Oh? Please, ask away.
Well, I saw the other students' problem sheets, and I couldn't help but notice that my assignment is much easier.
A weak student? Goodness, no. Quite the opposite.
I think what you're saying is, a weak student wouldn't have noticed the discrepancy. And if they did, they certainly wouldn't complain.
You see, sharp as they come. You see things the way they are, and
Because of where I come from.
I'm sorry, Nefer. I don't like it any more than you do. Anyway, you said you had a couple of questions? What's the...
I wanted to check. If someone sent me a letter to the Academia, where do I go to collect?
Ah, your family wrote to you. Well, as long as they put your name on the envelope...
Not exactly. It's not even a recent letter. I was just curious where the mail would end up if no one collects it.
The House of Dana, I expect. I know there's a box for unclaimed mail somewhere in there. Probably sitting... Whatever you're looking for, that'd be the place to start.
Okay, got it. Thank...
Oh, don't mention it. Honestly, I feel like I failed you.
Hey, don't say that. You're a great teacher, and you do your best for all your students. But the rules are the rules. You're not allowed to teach students like me. It's not just the Academia either. The whole world bends over backwards for the successful.
Oh, my dear child. Don't tell me you've given...
I haven't. I just think that if you want to make it in this world, you have to find a way to... This must be it. A big cardboard box full of unclaimed mail. Let's take a look. A dilapidation survey from Port Ormos. Looks like it's from a Core of 30 representative. What a strange thought. But this one was never even opened. I guess the recipient didn't care what. Who was it addressed to? This one is addressed to the Immorta Sage. The title is Changes Observed in. Guided by the incense, we became lost somewhere in the forest. All the barriers between levels of consciousness in clinical terms, these symptoms fit the description of incense poisoning. The Immorta Darshan strictly prohibits the use of hallucinogenic For example, this seems like something. Wait, what the note says? The sender authored this letter while under the influence of mushrooms. This next one is addressed. A few words of protest in recent years. However, it appears to, as well as receiving dumbed down education is the fundamental purpose of this institution, which should go without. As Grand Sage, policy decisions are your. I do hope you will give some serious attention.
Ну, в общем, вот этот текст писем, он ни о чем не говорит. Зачем его много так понадобавили?
I didn't realize it. So this is where letters from the Sage of Spontamod end up? Whatever. I'm not exactly holding out hope that a letter sent from the desert would even make it. I can't believe how much discarded mail there is. Must have been years since someone. I don't believe for 1 second that any human being has sat down. Wait.
Greetings, Halil. My name is Sinuhe, chief of the Shimti tribe. I was the one. I don't know how well you remember it now, but I brought you to safety. And in my tribe, learning a person's true name is serious business. And I therefore see you all as friends. The Shimti tribe lives a harsh nomadic existence in the desert. You were sympathetic towards my plight. This brings me to my reason for writing. Our tribe has fallen on. There was a terrible sandstorm a few days ago, which blocked up the well in our land. To ensure the Eob and Unut are descended from. I found a well belonging to the Eob tribe. They declined to help us, but when we met, you assured me that you would be my ally. That aside, the last time you were here, you mentioned that the academia had started accepting students from the desert. And I told. We have next to no resources here in the desert, and my power and influence are limited. Would you consider it?
From the outset, the academia never took you seriously. Those things they promised were just empty words. I doubt they. And you were so emphatic that your luck had finally changed for the better. You swore you'd lead us to a better place one day. You spoke with such conviction, like you were. You liar. You lied about everything. And who fell for it? Just me, by the looks of it. Which makes you a pathetic liar. I think I'll take over from here. I just came to say goodbye. Thanks for everything you've done for me. And
Nefer? You packed your bags. Where are you going?
I'm quitting. Something's come up in my hometown. Gonna head back.
Huh? But this was a hard-won opportunity for you. You know that better than I.
It was. But it doesn't matter. I have more important things to deal with, and they can't. Oh, and I didn't want to overfill my bags, so I left some incense on your desk. What's wrong? I thought you liked incense. Although, I did read somewhere in the House of Dana that it has hallucinogenic effects. Don't use it.
Isn't this the stuff you brought from your hometown? You're just letting me have it? But you said it's a rare and valuable commodity.
Yeah, about that. I lied. It's not rare at all. There's this bunch of ruins near my hometown that are practically overgrown with this plant. It's not worth much.
But never.
All right, that's all from me. You take...
Don't forget me, okay? I mean, we're more than just classmates, right?
Атаюн.
We're friends.
Подруга Нефер.
Yeah, I'll remember you. I lied again. That incense is worth a fortune, and it's a rare find even in those ruins. And as for remembering her, I have far too much to do when I get back. No time to reminisce. I'll be lucky if I even make it through this alive. But either way... It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Arif.
So, what does the Academia want? Since they've sent their special ambassador, I assume there's a big business...
Please, sir, lower your blade. You're lucky I'm the one they sent. Not all special ambassadors share my admiration. The ever-shifting balance of power in the desert reduced the once great civilizations of this region to rubble and sand. But the story of the Eab has a very different trajectory.
Huh. So, you do know who you're...
This well is the perfect symbol of your strength, is it not? It used to belong to the Unut, but it looks like you...
You're not wrong. But I'm sure you didn't come all this way just...
Of course not. I came to bring you some very good news. Records uncovered by the Vahumana Darshan show that a certain well currently under Eab control is built on top of some ancient ruins. These ruins are... I checked the map carefully on my way over here, and I'm confident that this is the well in question. The Academia is offering 50 million mora.
50 million? No, wait. If these ruins are as important as you say...
Don't get greedy, Eab. We know far more than you think. We know that you seized this well by force. Wasn't that the first step in your rise to power? To drive away the Unut and steal...
So what if it was?
Don't worry. As unscrupulous as it was, it's something we're willing to overlook. The Academia is only... I hope I am making myself...
And I hope your words are the truth. If I find out the Academia is trying to play me, I'll hunt down every one of your people and make you what?
I assure you, Chief, that would not be in your long term. You see how I'm dressed, don't you? I appreciate that you've never been to the rainforest, but surely even you recognize an ambassador's... And what does a barbarian like you have to lose anyway?
All right, I take your point. The Academia is the highest authority in the land. In that case, we have a deal. We will sell you the excavation rights. I'd like to thank you, Ambassador. This is good news indeed. Excellent news. In fact, it calls for a celebration.
Gladly. I am partial to wine, so let's indulge in a few drinks together.
Chief! Chief, it's an emergency! It's the Unut. They've taken the... What?
Well, don't just stand there. Take it back.
Yes, Chief.
I have every confidence in the EAB's military superior.
Well, what is it?
The Unut's response was alarmingly fast. The day after we reach a deal, they seize the well. This can't be a coincidence. Perhaps there is a trade...
I
am obliged to remind you, Chief, that the Academia will only deal with the de facto power holders. If you cannot regain control...
No! Please, Ambassador, just give me some time. That well is ours.
Glad to hear it. I will wait.
If there is a traitor, I will find them. In the meantime, make yourself at home.
Короче, Нефер пришла
Wow.
мстить.
All it took was a few words and I've got him wrapped around my face.
So, in summary, Ambassador, the Academia would rather negotiate with our tribe instead of the...
The EAB are ruthless murderers who don't listen to reason. And now they have the gall to interfere in our research projects in the desert. So let me ask you, Chief, if you were the Academia...
Kill them all, of course.
Precisely. The Academia does not tolerate those who stand in our way. The EAB have held back our academic pursuits for too long, and at the same time, there is simply no way that the Academia can be seen.
We have our own rules out here. If the rainforest dwellers raised arms against a desert...
Right. We can't confront them ourselves, but we can support their enemies. The Unut have always had strained relations with the EAB, which makes you natural allies. Weren't the EAB your allies once? You were quick to send them after us to protect your interests back when we stole that water. And now look at you. You're at each other's throats. Let me be clear. The Academia wishes to collaborate with the legally recognized rulers of the desert in this matter. We are asking...
Say no more. I believe...
Good. Then I suggest you get to work. You see, Dad? Lying is easy when you know how.
А если карту открыть, показывает Норth Край.
Look at yourselves. You may be vile, savage monsters, but your butchered bodies bleed like any others. The monsters who destroyed my home, they're just ordinary, petty. I think we're even. Maybe I've even done the desert a favor. It's a better place. Oh, Sinuhe. My gullible fool of a father. Perhaps if you'd been as ruthless as I was today, our tribespeople would, but you couldn't do what had to be done. So I did it for you.
Ну, это получается стоит сама настоящая Нефер. Лаума. Это Коломбины. А это кто?
Nefer, it's okay. All of this is in the past now.
I believe I remember you promising to remain silent.
Yeah, but even
Yehoda, is there anything you can do to ease the tension?
Alright, time for a So, anyway, that's enough of that. Feels like we've been walking forever. I'm getting pretty tired. Oh, how much?
Yes, if we can find.
It's not far now. There should be a temple just up ahead. Yes.
Really? A temple? I guess that's how things go in the desert.
Desert dwellers can never escape their destiny. Or so everyone says. I never wanted to believe it, but looking back now, I'm as
You mentioned a temple.
My biggest trade secret of all.
Ah. Then I'm guessing it's where you got your power.
I didn't know you were clued up on any other religion.
I'm no expert in the history of Sumeru, but since you come from the desert, I would imagine it has something to do with King Deshret.
Sounds impressive.
Ah, I know who you mean. General Mahamatra Sino. The spirit of Hermanubis dwells within him.
That's boss enough for ya.
Sino's hardly a figure of obscurity, but I know about
What about him? Is he a big deal?
Well, he's not a small deal. Please, this is the bare bone. Thanks for your patience, everyone. I'm sure it's been a lot to take in.
Так, ну этот сюжет уже идет час. Меня в мир не выпускают. А это уже, по-моему, знакомая локация. Где-то под землей она там была.
Uh-oh. 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 I'm totally out of my depth here. I don't have anything to add about any of this. I want to do the whole name-dropping, this girl knows her stuff thing too, but I've never seen anything like it before.
A statue with the head of a bird.
That's Thoth, the Ibis King, one of the 7 pillars of King Deshret. The legends say that he, the Crocodile King, and the Goat King were the 3 retainers of King Deshret. Let's take a look.
It's just Ashru.
So, all is well?
Typically speaking, at this point, the world disintegrates. Then we find ourselves back in the outside world. Besides, these are my memories. There's nothing to fear.
You're sure?
Of course. It's almost over.
Never! Hey!
Hold on!
Knowing too much is always a death sentence.
Speak for yourself.
How repulsive.
Timed that pretty well, didn't I? It's okay. I'm just glad no one was hurt.
Paimon noticed you doing something too, Dainsleif. Were you helping get them out?
Of course. When I asked Nefer to conduct this investigation, I was not naive to... I had a duty to ensure your safety.
Good to know your sense of justice is still...
I take that to mean that you saw the truth. That comes as a great relief.
На самом деле, вот этот цветочек, который дала Дори за... А нет, я не помню, за сколько она его продала. Он что, по сути, сделал? Просто позволил Неферу вырваться, и все. Никакого урона Рэри он не нанес.
I certainly did. And thanks to your help, I also managed to trap Rerir inside the chest set.
Whoa, really? How'd you manage that?
Well, to be honest, I sensed that something was wrong long before we made it to the temple. By using this fragment to probe into Rerir's past, well, the monster formerly known as Rerir. It seems I alerted him. I was tracking him, then he caught on and started tracking me too. Can't say I'm surprised.
But how did he track you through your thoughts alone?
Rerir was a secret agent who reported directly to the Vinster King. He is an expert at...
No wonder.
He infiltrated the chess set, read my thoughts, and built a new virtual chess set inside of it. That's why we weren't able to leave at first.
Speaking of your chess set, it's quite a remarkable item. Would I be right in...
You overestimate me. I only have a connection with one of his underlings, the Ibis King. You all saw how this came to be. A long time ago, the Eab massacred my tribe, the Shimti, in our home village. A few years later, the Unut and the Eab fought a bitter battle over the rights to a well, all for the sake of a non-existent 50 million Mora. The Eab ultimately won that confrontation, but their victory came at the cost of the final blow to the Eab came at the victory feast, when an Unut assassin beheaded their chief right before my eyes. The remaining Eab fled and have been scattered to the winds ever since. Having gotten my revenge, I returned to my hometown, where to my surprise, the nearby temple was still standing. There it was, seemingly immune to the relentless hostility of the desert. As I stood there gazing at the temple, I noticed a cat just outside. This cat, as it turned out, was home to the spirit of the Ibis King. He led me to a gate deep inside the temple. This chess set is my gift from the Ibis King. The chessboard within is made to the same specifications as the one in the mausoleum of King Desh. With this chessboard in its container, I gained a certain ability to perceive hidden secrets. Now, you could conclude that the Ibis King simply wanted to give the people of this world the power to seek the truth. But every god plays favorites. Their hearts are as fickle as any humans, full of secrets, perversion.
It is the same with all powerful forces, including fate itself. Their gaze falls preferentially upon a select few. As you...
If you're alluding to the Abyss, then yes, I agree. Gather the others. It's time to share everything I've learned. Thank you all for being here.
Ну, теперь мы здесь собираемся.
As promised, I did some further investigating into the Reicher of Solnari's background. The Reicher of Solnari, real name Rerir, was once a Conrian subject who served the Vinster King. I will now share the important details of his story.
Так, еще раз. Толиденс тайно вынесла осколок Луны, прежде чем исчезнуть в таинственном портале. Осколок передавался из поколения в поколение и в конечном, и в конце попал в руки слуги, ну, в руки Орликина. Мы его получили, потому что Орликина открыла портал туда, где он хранился. Мы его там очистили и забрали. Как он оказался там? То есть без самой Орликины мы бы не смогли его достать. Если он передавался из поколения в поколение, то их поколения закончились. Все, их больше не осталось.
So that's why he's so obsessed with the moon.
A tragic tale, to be sure. But it does not excuse his... No matter how much Rerir suffered in the past, the fact remains that he is what we know today as the Wild Hunt, wreaking havoc upon innocent... He becomes more dangerous with each passing day. If left unchecked, it is simply a matter of time before all of Tevat suffers the consequences. This is a threat that the Knights of Favonius cannot ignore.
A question for Miss Colombina. Forgive me if this is presumptuous, but have you ever seen the space...
Never. But I have heard stories of something called the Moon Gate, and this seems to fit the...
Miss Lama, any thoughts on this?
In the lore of the Frost Moon Scions, the moon is believed to hold many secrets. Some sources speak of ancient knowledge. Others, the term Moon Gate, is one I have heard before. But
then back to Miss Colombina. As a moon goddess yourself, do you have some idea of where the moon...
Not at this stage, sorry. I do hold the power of the Frost Moon, and my strength is recovering well. I can sense that the gate would open up...
But there's more to the power of the Frost Moon than that?
Yes. A moon goddess has the right to open the Moon Gate, since it is a path to the moon. But as never mentioned, holding open a spatial... And right now, I need to conserve my energy to fight the Reicher of Solnari. I'm afraid this is one mystery we may have to leave unsolved for now.
I agree. Better to save your strength. But if you'll humor me for a moment, I have a bold conjecture of my own regarding the world. I highly suspect that neither Tholindis nor Rerir made it through unscathed. The evidence pointing to this is the fact that the Reicher of Solnari exists in the form of countless fragments. With the abyssal power he wields, no ordinary foe can touch him. let alone tear him to shreds. And yet, the wild hunt proliferates wherever his scattered fragments lie, drawing hordes of monsters to many different locations across the land.
So your theory is that Rerir was physically torn to shreds by some powerful force? Hence, why the wild hunt...
Makes sense to me. Explains why the wild hunt is so pervasive, and why he's been trying to piece himself back together. He was whole to begin with.
Without the power of the Abyss on his side, he almost certainly would have perished the moment he was torn apart. But the Abyss, much like a curse...
I could not agree more. The power of the Abyss is...
It is a compelling explanation, and one that accords with my present understanding of Abyss creatures. Whether the life form in question is primitive or advanced, if a curse has extended its lifespan unnaturally, it will continue to survive in spite of everything. This raises some interesting questions. I will run some experiments. That being said, regardless of whether my research bears fruit, I would like to thank Miss Nefer for conducting such a thorough investigation.
My pleasure, Mr. Albedo. I too hope that the information I have shared today...
Hey! What is it, Dainsleif? You look really upset!
It's just... when I think of the man I once knew as Rerir...
The two of you used to be friends, didn't you? I don't know if these words will bring any comfort.
Mine too. We can never know all the hows and whys of the way things are. The moon and stars are full of untold secrets and lies. And the skies are host to many more.
Those are the first comforting words I've heard in a long time. Thank you.
Well, I think this is a good place to end today's meeting. I'm sure Nefer needs some time to
That's very thoughtful of you.
Of course.
Sounds good to me. Take some time to rest and digest before... Hey, is this a bad time? Hope I didn't kill the No. Anyway, Nefer went back to the curatorium to get some rest. But before she left, she shared some things with me that I thought you should be aware of. Firstly, although she managed to trap the Raker of Solnari inside her chess set, there's no guarantee that the power of the Ibis King is any match for one of the 5 sinners. It's only a matter of time before he finds a way to break out. We have to come up with a plan.
Honestly, my mom figured that might be the case.
Well, I asked her that same question. She talked for a long time, but for the most part, it seemed like she was trying to convince me how precious her chess set is. What a long... It felt like some kind of sales pitch, you know? The kind where you end up handing over Mora against your will? Anyway, after all that, she finally answered the question.
2 days? Holy moly!
That remains to be seen. Which brings me to the second issue. Dainsleif is obviously conflicted about this whole thing. But given how little time... You have some history with him, right? Do you think maybe you could talk to him for us? Great. Alright, on to item 3. So, Albedo, Durin, and I put our heads together and came up with a plan. We figured we'd bounce the idea off you first. We'll explore it further once everyone's recovered.
Oh, Paimon's dying to hear this.
Alright, so... here's what we're thinking. We felt a little uneasy about roping you into this. I mean, firstly, you're not locals, and secondly, none of us are your boss.
Roping us in? Why would you even say that? We know the stake.
I choose my words very intentionally, I'll have you know. I like to think there's an art to striking a down-to-earth tone even when the stakes are through.
Sir Varka, I have a few thoughts about this plan.
I'm all ears.
I think we can be more flexible with how the roles are allocated. In my view, the most sensible lineup.
Короче, план нам не расскажут.
I see your point, yeah. But if that's how we're going to approach, to be clear, I don't doubt your abilities. Far from it. I just want to make sure.
I want to do everything within my power. The Rahier of Solnari is a truly fearsome opponent, and if I do my part, it'll...
Well, that tracks with what I've heard. Jean's mentioned in her letters that you're so diligent it's almost abnormal. As in, most people weigh up the risks and rewards in situations like this. But of course, everyone appreciates a fearless pioneer. But all that aside, I'm the Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius, and you're our honorary knight.
Thank you, Sir Varka.
I should be the one thanking you. It means a lot to have you on board. I'll give some serious thought to your suggestions.
Мы уже здесь все собираемся.
This is a thorough plan, but I do have one last question before we take action.
Great question. Albedo's been hard at work analyzing Rarer and the Wild Hunt's behavioral patterns. His conclusions, firstly, from the earliest known confrontation until now, Rarer has never displayed any ability to manipulate the dimension of space. Secondly, he seems to have a particularly strong vendetta against our group. Thirdly, finally, and most importantly, he is consumed by hate. Turns out, we tick both of those boxes. We have a reincarnated moon in our ranks, and a spy who accessed his private memories without permission.
As someone who's had their fair share of interactions with the Wild Hunt...
Understood.
Well, everyone, that's the plan in full detail.
Plan approved. Scheduling.
Так, все, и Нефа, и Айна тут же оказались. А в прошлый раз все было без них.
The Frost Moon Scions are behind you.
And the rest of you? No objections?
О, сюда и Дори позвали.
All right. Then it's settled. This is the plan we're going...
Wait! We can still back at him.
Everyone says things they regret, right? I don't want anyone feeling trapped because their mouth said yes.
A very people-first approach. I hear that...
Who'd you hear it from? D-Luke?
Ставит гуманность превыше всего.
Shh. We don't use people's real names at work. This contact will be known only as Owl, please and thank.
This plan can only work if everyone does their part. Flint's and I will absolutely support.
We shall indeed. You'll be also. You are the last person I expected to see here, Miss Dory.
It's not often I get called Dory in a work context. My peers usually call me Lord Sangamabe. So, the longer your name, the higher your net worth is. In that case, Mr. Flint's here must be worth a fortune. That's right, I know your full name. It's...
The walls are thin here. I'd appreciate you keeping that a secret.
Okay, fine. I'm actually only here as a favor for someone else. Do you have any idea how much it would cost to hire me otherwise?
Oh! Does this mean someone out there actually...
It most certainly does not. We have a long-standing and mutually beneficial business partnership. She's actually the mom of a friend of yours. Said mom supplied me with a great little trinket, but now that lady's ruined everything. If I don't start building a little goodwill now, my whole business in Notcry is gonna go down the
Okay. So what exactly is so...
It's a lucky charm that a great mage made for me. We have a business relationship, and she was worried that something bad might happen to me. So,
She wanted me to have something that can store power to protect myself. I finally got it all fully charged up with Kuvaki, and then never went and used it all up at once. Never lost so big in my life.
You're right. It was all my fault. I didn't mean to drain all the Kuvaki in the pendant, but I'll make it up.
You will? Well, in that case...
I knew you'd say that. Well, it's yours if you want it.
You're putting me in a difficult position here.
It's a very useful thing to have around, but I have a funny feeling it won't be around much longer. I guess we'll see in a couple of days.
Looks like bankruptcy for me.
Hey, don't be so pessimistic. See this through and you never know. You might find a new...
Меня отпустит сегодня сюжет или нет? Так, я думаю, на этом хватит на сегодня, потому что что-то уже долго. Ну, 3 часа это реально много. Стрим у меня завис или нет? Нет, не завис. Надо зайти еще в чайник, я, по-моему, туда не зашел. Забрать это все. Ну и там еще у меня остается сюжета часов на 10. Но это реально много прям. Я не знаю, когда это все проходить. То есть за вот это вот время... Я думал, я успею пройти, пока у нас идет баннер, но нет. Я не успеваю.
If you ever have it...
А где она у меня стоит? Она, наверное, внутри у меня стоит, да? Нет. Так, компаньон. А, нет, вот оно стоит. А что, я не заметил? Она стоит как бы здесь. О, уже нету. Как бы здесь она стоит. Вот сюда надо телепортнуться и забрать у нее подарок. Вот.
Oh, wow. Looks like you're already an expert in the temperature of the water, the shape. You might consider becoming a stakeholder in Isa Bathhouse. If you choose...
20 примагемов. Все, теперь она вернулась назад. Убрать. И у меня, по сути, ну да, никого не осталось. Вот только 2 персонажа. А у всех остальных 10 уровень дружбы. Так. Ну давай, игра, грузись быстрей. Так. Ну, что у нас остается? Нет, там у нас 9 дней, здесь остается еще целых 6 дней. Ну, получается, в пятницу все закончится. Надо будет на неделе зайти и это все пройти. Почему у меня тут... Стоит Мидзуки теперь. Вот. Да, и главу... Нет, а как ее посмотреть? Нет, через книжку, да, вот. Да, главу 4 я не прошел до конца, то есть там еще было сколько-то сюжета, ну то есть я 3 часа просидел, и я его не прошел до конца. Ну ладно, хорошо. А здесь у нас... Где эта штука? Что, она все закончилась, что ли? Я так и не дошел до... По-моему, уже еще 5 дней оставалось. А нет, еще время есть. Да, еще 5 дней. Я, ну, вроде бы 1200 я наберу. Ну, одно перышко я заберу. Ну вот. Так, ну что ж тогда. На сегодня тогда все. Завтра у нас понедельник, день тяжелый, и вся следующая неделя у нас будет рабочая. Я, в общем, не знаю. Ну, я, наверное, в Genshin-то буду стараться зайти, хотя бы тот же самый театр пройти. Буду ли я запускать стрим, я не знаю. Но я постараюсь, но я как бы точно не уверен. Да, но на этом тогда все. Обычно всем спасибо, что пришли. Всем удачи, всем пока. Приятного аппетита и спокойной ночи. Я пошел.